People often ask me two questions. Did I have to learn light language? And why should anyone listen to mine specifically? And I always smile because it was never something I set out to do. It didn't arrive as a plan or a goal. I didn't decide to do light language. It just showed up really quietly and unexpectedly as something that kept finding its way through me as I worked with energy. So I want to share how light language first came into my life, why people often feel something before their mind has time to make sense of it, and why this work isn't about belief at all. It's about resonance and trusting what your body and your spirit already knows. When light language first started coming through me, I didn't have a name for it. I was learning energy healing and running a group where we practiced distance healing swaps. And as I worked with others in the modality I was supposed to be learning, I noticed sounds coming through me. At first, I assumed they were tones, which we'd sort of learnt about already. But these sounds felt different. They weren't just tonal. They sounded like words, strange words, but words nonetheless. At the time, I assumed this had nothing to do with me. I thought maybe guides were working through me. I wasn't entirely wrong. But along with the sounds came a steady stream of information and insights and energetic awareness, which was really cool. I had heard of speaking in tongues, but I knew nothing about it, and I wasn't trying to make anything happen. There was also no way I was going to tell anyone about this. I was doing distance healing, so I never mentioned it to anyone. I just accepted what was moving through me and that it was helping people and kept it to myself. About 2 or 3 years ago now, I attended a webinar where somebody began speaking about light language, and I felt an immediate surge of excitement, like something inside of me lit up and said, this is it. What struck me wasn't just recognizing what I'd been doing all along. It was realizing that not everyone felt that same pull. And that's when I understood this wasn't something I needed to learn. It was part of who I am. It felt like remembering something familiar rather than discovering something completely new. Through that journey, one of the most important things I learned was discernment. Light language doesn't ask you to believe anything. It doesn't require faith or understanding or even agreement. It just asks you to notice what's happening in your body, in your emotions, in your awareness as you listen. Resonance matters more than explanation. Frequency matters more than the technique. Your body knows what matches it long before your mind gets involved. That's why people are drawn to certain light language practitioners and not to others. It's not about the person, it's about the frequency your system, your energy field recognizes. My light language also changes depending on the person I'm working with. It's responsive, alive, and I love that. After sessions, people often tell me they feel more connected to themselves, as if they've had a direct experience of their soul's wisdom. They may not be able to explain it, but they say it feels familiar, as though they already knew what it meant. Light language has a way of addressing what's happening in someone's life without them needing to say it aloud. It meets them where they are with the intentions that we set. My role is simply to hold a safe, grounded space, to translate what can be shared in words and other reflections afterwards if that feels supportive. This is how light language now flows into my life. In personal sessions, the transmission responds directly to your energy and what's ready to shift or integrate again, depending on your chosen intention. And in my Awaken Your Light programs, light language becomes a part of the journey of remembering, embodying and self-trust. And it's combined with affirmations that keep your mind occupied. These are not things you need to be ready for. They are invitations offered when your energy says yes. If you've ever wondered why you feel drawn to certain light language you hear or why one voice resonates more than another, trust that. Your body and your energy field recognize the frequency. It always has. And sometimes the work that finds us isn't something we have to learn or we have to really work at or fix in ourselves. It's just something to remember. Just remember to live life lightly.